There's nothing to click.
You're right.
We don't need to sync.
Hello, everybody, and
we
welcome to TTV episode 281. I'm Messa.
I'm Bar.
I'm John.
I don't feel right.
And I am here.
It's evolution.
It's like, it's one thing not to have the countdown to click.
You don't need to do anything, Purple. We have evolved our recording habits.
You just come online, Purple.
No more syncing. It's great, dude.
It's a miracle.
Click the wrong thing.
It is weird though, not having the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sync in front of our podcast. I feel like that's been a part of our thing for so long.
That's just like a stick.
Yeah.
The shtick's been broken. It's time for new shticks and new tricks.
Who cares about shticks? We got. Oh yeah. I like that. New tricks. Yeah. yeah. Let's screw those shticks. We got new tricks.
Way to go.
How are you all doing this fine Friday evening?
I hate everything and everyone.
Oh,
Nice.
What a shocker. This is my last Friday before school starts, so that's good. Actually, fun
That's
fact.
good.
I
You're
found
Still
out,
on winter break.
I'm still on winter break.
Wow.
I have found out today that I accidentally signed up for a week-long intensive course instead of the semester-long course. The week-long intensive course takes place this week, and I only found out about it because I got an email saying that because you have not attended any of these courses, you have failed this course. And I was like, the what now? What? School hasn't even started. I failed a course already? What are you talking about? So I'm like, I'm in a panic. I go up and
amazing.
it's like, oh well, you accidentally signed up. It was like it was like a one of the classes. You can take it in this week. And I said, well, you haven't signed up to anything, so you're failed. You failed this course. And I said, please, I didn't know. Can we just? I signed up for something different. Can we just? Please don't.
No, mommy, please.
Not on my record.
That's pretty messed up. Dude.
That's hilarious. That's the greatest way to just completely destroy your GPA I've ever heard.
I literally woke up this morning with an email from my university saying
you failed.
Failed this course, and I'm like, it hasn't.
What?
I literally haven't started school yet. How could I fail?
That is
it's like submitting your application to a job that you've been eyeing for a while, and then you get a phone call like 5 minutes after saying you're fired. You didn't show up for work.
You didn't show up.
Like, well, I didn't know I was hired.
I love it so much.
It's like if you're like dating your girlfriend and she's like, all right, well, we're getting a divorce, and you're like, the what now?
Wait,
What?
No,
Did we skip
a few steps here?
Yeah. Thought we were working.
Dude, that's
towards
incredible, man.
Man,
That's the greatest thing ever. What are you gonna do?
It's great now. Well, I mean, like I can ask them. Like I'm basically withdrawing from the class, and then I'm like reapplying for the. They said
You
okay,
can withdraw after you fail.
I'll remember
Apparently,
that.
well, here's the thing. They haven't marked it down as me failing because the intensive courses get marked at the end of the semester. The same and it's treated the same as a semester-long course. You just do it for 1 week.
I see.
Right. Yeah. So they said, okay, just drop it before the end of the semester and you're good. And then like we'll just and I'm like, all right, cool, I can get that. But man, that was a heart attack and a half. Let me tell you.
That is hilarious. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. In my
We're
life.
ready to tell you, you have failed.
We're ready to tell you have failed.
Just like you just didn't show up for a single day of class. Everyone, all the teachers just like, is this kid like? Did he die over the break?
Did they like not think to email you or anything?
Yeah, did they not like send you any kind of like reminder?
Notice
No,
is
I guess not.
overrated.
Well, I mean, like, they assume
every new
that,
semester.
the class.
Every new semester, I always get an email from my professor telling me, like, well, when I was in school at least, telling me, like, okay, these are the supplies you need. This is the textbook you need. We're starting class on this day. Be prepared.
no.
I always get an email like that.
You know what?
Man.
Okay, I actually, this does explain, now I'm thinking about it, does explain an email I got earlier last week where I guess the teacher for this class had emailed everybody and she said, hey, make sure you guys have this book bought and like you've read the 3 chapters before you come into class Monday, the first day of class. And I sent an email back saying, oh, I'm sorry, you must have the wrong address because I thought classes don't start until a week from now. And she never responded, so I thought, oh, okay, well,
God.
all right.
Wow,
I
she was just like,
I thought it was
she saw that response and was like, I could respond. Or
She's like, or it'll be funnier. Imagine he wakes up with an email on Friday morning. This will be
she's
great.
just like, I'm just going to delete that draft.
I'm gonna take that and
That's great, dude.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
how's school going for you guys? I've already failed a class already. So
A good start, dude. You're so
Yeah.
close to finishing, and now you have to start. You have to stick around for another semester because of that.
Man, I hope not.
Do you know what your freaking schedule is yet? Do you know this?
Please
No,
tell
that's-
us. We
no,
need
I
to
don't.
know.
I don't.
How do you not know what your schedule is? You signed
so-
up for
I mean, he
classes,
didn't even
right?
know like what class he had this week. So
I mean,
Well,
that
here's
doesn't
the
make any. Didn't you like pay attention to
Here's
the
the thing.
times that you signed up for? Like, don't they give
No,
you
I
like the
did.
time blocks?
They give me the time. Here's the thing, Var. So what I'm doing right now is that I am essentially trying to get into a bunch of other classes. I have an interdisciplinary degree in computer science and film digital media, and I just need to finish.
Don't brag about it.
I know. I'm going. I'm
No, I know.
spending
I'm
thousands-
kind of a big deal.
I'm spending thousands of dollars on something I don't really need. Thank you. I need to push me out of the limelight here. But here's the deal. I want to get into higher classes, basically. I want to get into like classes that deal, because I don't want to do the basic Premiere learning class, because I've done Premiere for like 3 years. I know how to work this program. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to email my professors and talk to them and say, hey, this is what I can do. Can I just get into this class, like the intermediary or the advanced After Effects class, instead of doing the introduction Premiere class? The problem with that is that to do that, I need to actually go to my professor and meet with them, and they're not on campus until the first week. So after this first week, by this time next week, I will have my schedule for you.
So you don't know if you're in the class or not.
I don't know if I'm in the class or not. That's why I can't tell you. So
okay, I know what you're talking about. There was classes like that for my university as well.
yeah, right.
So
Yeah, I just got to
you.
do that. I'm taking
Your
a
universe.
have you guys heard of
My
Avid?
Steven universe.
Avid editing, like it's for film and stuff.
Avid, yeah.
Yeah. So
Or Avid. I think it's Avid, right?
Is it Avid?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that
Pretty sure it's
makes
Avid.
more sense.
Avide.
Avide. AVID.
Even
They are offering a course for a semester in my college that I can take, and if I go through this course, I will be Avid certified or Avid
Go on.
certified at the end.
That's pretty cool. Avid used to be like the video editing software.
Yeah.
Like it was before like anything else existed. Basically,
Really?
It's a Avid Premiere course, so I think you're using the standards that they have or whatever, or like a plugin or something, and you're working with Premiere.
Yeah.
From what the course.
The company was founded in 1987. Wow.
Avid is the very first, I believe it's the very first program that actually introduced like digital editing styles, like cutting and pasting and stuff, and like doing like different like layers and everything, because Avid used to be a film production company, and that would like literally cut and paste actual like rolls of film together to edit movies.
Yeah,
and that
so
evolved into the editing process for
I don't know
like
how many people
actual-
know about the history of film, but yeah, they would literally, when you filmed a film, you would actually do reels, like the film reels. Like you look at an icon for like a film camera, and it has the reels.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so they would use that, and they would like cut that together. I'm gonna throw a picture up on the thing, but they would essentially cut and paste that. And like, so when you cut a clip, like in Star Wars, or talking about editing Star Wars, they would literally have to like duplicate that, cut it out with a knife, and then attach it to the scene that they wanted to be.
Yeah.
what the heck?
It was such an
Film editing was a nightmare.
There's
So
a reason why
Avid-
like we couldn't do our thing, our low budget thing.
Right.
Um,
Avid really changed the way the industry works entirely when they actually went digital, and that completely shaped how the film industry is right now. And video editing, all of it can be traced back to that one program.
yeah, and
It's
so
pretty crazy.
It used to be a industry standard. You don't really need it, but it does say something about you as an editor. It's just something nice to have, to be like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
certified if you want to work on a YouTube.
It's not as
Red.
big of a deal nowadays anymore.
No. It's a sign that like you have taken the extra step for editing. And that's basically it. Kind of like a degree, kind of. A lot of the certifications are just kind of like extra things on top of your degree that you can get. So I want to get that just so in case I want to do an editing job at any other like video production place, I can get that. Did you guys know about 3D movies? You know why everyone was pushing 3D movies?
I'm assuming because it's easier to edit.
Well, not just that. For the longest time, movie theaters only did film. So they would have the film reels, and they would be delivered, and there'd be giant film reels for the theaters, and they would play these film reels in the theaters, and that's how you saw your movie. Now the issue with that is that film companies hated doing that, right? Because it costs so much to print out that film for every single theater. You know, think about how many theaters there are in America. There has to be
So it's distribution.
Distribution was the biggest thing. So
it was easier. Gotcha.
They made 3D movies because you can't use film to do you have to have a digital projector. So they convinced all the theaters to switch to a digital projector. Once they have a digital projector, they can just beam the movie to them. And that's how things are today.
That makes a lot of sense.
So 3D movies were just a means to an end.
They were just a means to an end.
Essentially, yeah.
This calculated thing to do that.
Wow.
Makes sense. It definitely kind of bridged the gap between film and digital now, because like most movies are digital, at least some. I think most of them are filmed in digital. Yeah.
I think so. Like certain people, like Chris Nolan and like Tarantino, they film.
They like filming.
They like that, you know. So
it has a certain aesthetic to it for sure. I mean, you can go back and watch like Spider-Man 1, right, and watch that compared to Spider-Man: Homecoming, and immediately see the difference between the different types of filming.
Yeah. Marvel.
It has like a certain grain to it.
Marvel uses all digital, and they actually use the same camera to keep all their films so a consistent look. They have been doing better things of color grading. So have you ever seen how Marvel movies used to look like really gray, and then like when Guardians started coming out and
suddenly
like,
just
Ragnarok,
super colorful,
color everywhere.
Super colorful, right? Yeah.
It makes sense too, because like Marvel movies in particular always had like a very kind of weird sort of like aesthetic to it that almost seemed kind of TV looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it makes sense. It's all filmed digitally. It's not film.
Yeah, I think Iron Man 1 was filmed, or maybe Iron Man 1 and 2 were filmed on film, and maybe the Hulk.
I think you are correct about that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, this is the educational part of the podcast.
Wait, I got an image for that.
Dude, you really? OMG.
Show us, Purple.
Yeah. Editing is fascinating. I never would have thought like starting the TTV channel and being a part of that would have gotten me so far into like the film and like video production side of things. That was never
videos in your face all the time will do for you, even just subconsciously influencing what you're
it's crazy. Yeah, like I was never a kind of person who cared about cameras or like I didn't know what ISO was. I didn't care about what a macro lens was. I didn't care about editing or any of that stuff.
I don't know what half these things are, by which I mean just the ISO, because then you started saying things that made sense. So
and I don't know. It's cool to see how far we've progressed, because now I can see like the potential career paths I could go down if I really wanted to, because I've got the experience thanks to this channel, which is pretty cool.
I have learned more like doing stuff with this channel than I have in the 4, maybe 5-ish years I've spent in college.
In college, yeah.
Yeah, just
agreed.
Easy. Honestly, like I know how to do Premiere, I know how to do After Effects, I know how to do Illustrator and Photoshop. Like the Adobe Creative Suite is something that I have had experience with since I was a kid, since I was like 14, 12 even.
12.
So,
I was 12 when I started Photoshop, I think. So
yeah, no, I was trained in Photoshop before I met you guys. That's how I actually did the comics on BZ Power. The reason why I did that is because I knew how to do image editing with Photoshop. Everyone else used MS Paint or GIMP maybe back in those days, and I had a copy of Photoshop. And
I remember GIMP. I used Paint.net. I don't know how I was able to.
I heard that was good.
It's good if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, like it's good like if you've never used any other image editing thing before. You know, like I would say I like it more than GIMP for sure. I hated GIMP. I hated the layout of that program and the way it was designed and the interface. It was all awful.
The one thing I hated the most about GIMP is that you couldn't edit your text layers after you made a change to
it. Paint.net was really
a nightmare.
Paint.net was amazing because it was basically poor man's Photoshop. It had like it was laid out just like Photoshop. It had most of the things that Photoshop had, albeit like way worse, you know, and a little less good.
It looks like Paint Tool Sci, kind of.
Yeah, I think it. Well, I don't know when Paint Tool Sci came about, but I don't remember anything about Paint Tool Sci until well after the fact, well after our comic making days and on BZ Power.
Purple was the first time I ever heard of Paint Tool Sci.
Yeah, yo.
I had heard about Psy before I met Purple. At that point though, by the time I had heard about Psy, I was already far into the Photoshop, interface and system. I just knew everything about Photoshop.
Photoshop was like it became. I know why it's the industry standard now after like trying out all these.
There's just so much stuff you can do with it.
Yeah. You can do anything related to images.
Photoshop is the most useful program I have ever had out of the huge assortment of programs that we use every day for our channel via Premiere and like After Effects and FL Studio and all the other things we use. Photoshop is the most versatile thing.
Yeah.
I can use that for so many different kinds of things. I can use that for video editing. I can use that for my own artwork and drawing. I can use that for text, documents, all kinds of stuff. It's
graphic
great.
Design,
I love it.
Mock-ups, web design, like all that stuff is handled for me through Photoshop. I only use Photoshop for anything. And like
if there is an idea that I need to visualize, Photoshop is where you go.
Yeah. I use Clip Studio Paint, but same idea.
Krasik is asking how do you use Photoshop for video editing. Well, we've designed all of our logos in like
it's not like the literal like putting the clips together and all.
Yeah,
that.
you don't actually.
There are elements to it that.
Well, I mean, I used Photoshop to help with product showcase back in the day. I used that to make those rotating GIFs that we advertised on Imager, which not a lot of people knew about, but it was a thing that we used. So yeah, Photoshop can even do animations.
Open up like video files in Photoshop.
Yep.
Right.
And you can modify that. Yes, you can. You can open up MP4s, I think, in Photoshop and like edit those.
It's definitely GIFs as well. There's
like lighting.
There's a timeline.
Yeah, it's slow. It's not as easy to do. I honestly, if you have After Effects, I would just use After Effects for a lot of the things you could do with Photoshop. But the fact that you can do it on Photoshop kind of speaks volumes about Photoshop. It's a powerhouse of a program.
Right.
It's amazing, dude. I love it. It's even got 3D now. They introduced like a whole bunch of new 3D tools.
Okay, there's a new like mock-up thing where you can actually like project. You can make a logo and stuff, and it'll project it.
Project it on products. Yeah.
So useful. I used it for a mock-up for my graphic design class, and it made things look so much easier.
I love Photoshop, dude.
Photoshop is so good. I tried using InDesign, right? And honestly, like I was trying to use InDesign and everything, and it was just like, you know what? Can I just use Photoshop for this? Can I just like convert this into a file later?
What's wrong with InDesign?
InDesign is a very complicated program.
Okay, so Photoshop is a thing that like once you learn it, a lot of stuff starts making sense. It's intuitive. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense because I want to do this, and this is how I would go about that. InDesign is like
InDesign, you have to take all that and throw it out the window. It's not the same.
It's kind of like what if you did this but wrong? So like you have to like
literally
you can't just drag. So like in Photoshop, just say I want to pull in something, to my canvas. I can't just like open it, pull it, resize it, or do anything. You have to create a border, and then you have to place something inside the border. And then there's two selectors. There's one for moving the border around, and there's one for moving the actual thing inside the border. And it's just a nightmare. It honestly is. I
had to make like a PowerPoint presentation or whatever using InDesign. And that stupid like double border thing kept messing me up because I had to import so many pictures into the thing. It's like, why can't you just move the entire image? I don't care about cropping it right now.
The one thing I would say that InDesign has is the text boxes are way more dynamic than they are in Photoshop, and all the text stuff is really nice.
Yeah. That's a thing they just added to Premiere recently. They added like a new way of doing text. The text boxes have been completely redesigned, and they're so much better now than they used to be.
Are they really? Oh man,
yeah.
I want to update. I got to update then because I actually ran into this today. We're working on a video for Lego. By the way, Lego Live, New York City, February 16th to the 18th. Be there. Me, Mesovar, we're gonna be there. Purple's gonna be there in spirit. It's gonna be awesome. Be there.
Then we'll also be there.
Yeah.
AT will also be there. Lots of people will be there.
Lots of people are going to be there. It's going to be a pretty big get-together.
It'll probably be the Brick Fair of this year because I don't think we're planning on going to Brick Fair for the week.
Not on the same capacity.
Not in the same capacity. We had to
Lego Live is the place to be.
Yeah, so Lego Live is the place.
Although, who is it? Kevin Hinkle was talking about having a conversation with Brick Fair, so we might just go up. We'll drive all the way up 3 hours, have a lunch with him, come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we do go to
Before-
Brick Fair, it won't be for the
If we
whole
do go
week.
to Brick Fair, yeah, it won't. I don't think we can afford that whole week. So, but anyhow, we were doing this thing with Premiere, and the text boxes are really unruly with Premiere. It's actually one of the things I hate most about that program. There's some motion tracking stuff that After Effects does really well, and I'm slowly
Motion
getting After
tracking's
Effects.
the one thing that I miss about Vegas. I think Vegas's handling of motion tracking was so much better. And Premiere it's the way it does it. It feels archaic. It feels old. It feels like it's not very intuitive, and I don't like that. But I mean, you kind of get used to it. Everything else about Premiere I love.
Oh yeah, you mentioned Vegas. I was messing around a little bit. I was experimenting because I was curious. I fixed the crashing thing on Vegas.
Oh, nice.
I went back to it and I found a YouTube video that claimed it was a solution. And
Here's the thing.
And it did work.
Here's the thing about Vegas, though, is that literally there's like 50 different reasons for why your thing would crash. You know, like I could fix one thing,
stable.
and then
It's
something
like,
else would cause it to
It
crash.
was a house
It's
of
like you're in a
cards.
boat. You're in a boat. And there's like a
What is a house of cards, dude? You did a roll of a dice if your video would come out in that freaking program. You never know if it's going to work.
Good grief.
It's like a boat with a ton of leaks in it, you know, and you're plugging one, and there's like another one, you're running all the way over
Pops
there,
up.
and then the one that was you just fixed like pops open, you're like, yeah, no, it's pretty
that's
bad.
exactly how it was. I loved Vegas, other than the instability. If it wasn't for the fact that it crashed so much, I would still be using that program. It was so good.
It was a really good program. Although I do, after like getting to know Premiere, I do think Premiere is a better program. It was harder for me to learn, but it's a way better program overall. It's more stable. There's more things you can do with it. It's not as quick. That's the biggest thing. But I got a bunch of keyboard shortcuts that make it as quick, if not honestly quicker than Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
Once you get the hang of it, it's really good. I definitely prefer.
It's really cool.
I prefer the way that it handles like different. I don't even know what you call them off the top of my head, like projects. But you know, the projects within a project. What is that called?
Timeline.
No.
Composition?
Sub-project.
Composition might. No, I think that's what After Effects calls it. But yeah, composition is basically it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way you can just kind of do like multiple compositions in one file and like all like combine those. Like you don't need to render out a video. Like I remember the Vegas, the thing that we had to do a lot of the times was like we would get like a snippet edited, but we needed that edited snippet to be in, a larger like video essentially.
Yeah.
So you got to render it out.
We had to render that out, after you finish editing that, and then add it back into the timeline as its own clip and stuff. It was a big hassle. Took a lot of time. Premiere is great though. You just make a new composition and you can just add that composition in and edit it as though it's just another video clip.
That's
Perfect.
the
I
biggest
love
thing
it.
about Premiere that I love is the compositions and the sequences. Once you get that
Sequence. That's the word I was looking for. The
Sequences,
sequence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sequences are great.
Ooh.
And then multicam. Man, multicam has saved my butt. dude.
Multicam is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
What an amazing multicam was a thing. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they did this? And so, they already had it.
Multicam's
like-
okay. Could be better.
We don't use multicam that often because we don't
Needs
do a lot of
more
stuff that
cam.
would use it.
I've been actually. So I have 2 Let's Plays in the can now. There's a Let's Play of me and X I'm just cutting up in the sequences, and there's one with the Lego Worlds, and the one of the Lego Worlds is giving me an issue because the video is out of sync for something. There's like some frame rate issue. So, but
Oh no, dude.
for the Lego Worlds Let's Play, man, multicam is the best thing that's ever been created. Honestly, it's honestly really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I definitely the one thing that I think, no matter what, out of everything that we've got to experience, all the great times with TTV, I am so thankful that I've got all this experience with editing because wow, oh man,
Yeah.
great.
It'll help you in the future when YouTube inevitably.
Yeah, exactly. When the monetization strikes
yeah.
and all those small channels get taken down, dude.
Let's talk about that.
You want to talk about that?
I think that's a pretty
talk
timely
I wanna talk about
issue.
that.
So,
talk about it.
in short, YouTube has changed their partner program, basically imposed new thresholds for smaller channels to meet in order to qualify for monetization. That's basically the gist. I think it's in the last 12 months, 1,000 subscribers. Wasn't it 400 or 4,000 hours?
4,000
4,000 hours.
watch time.
Mhm.
And I think there was another requirement as well. And if you haven't met those, then you do
Was there
not
another one?
qualify for monetization. Maybe not. Maybe false.
I think those are the only two. I think you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000
All right.
Previously,
Well,
you
yeah.
needed to have what, over 10,000 views or something, or was it like?
Yeah, it was 10,000
kind of
views,
threshold, yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
So that's the reality we're looking at, and the internet kind of exploded about it. A lot of people don't think it's a problem at all, maybe even a good thing, but a lot of people are very angry. They see it as YouTube stifling small creators in order to prop up the big ones who make them ad revenue and stop people from getting a start on YouTube, because YouTube is an evil corporation that must destroy the little guy, because they totally benefit from that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
okay.
be
crack
fair.
this issue.
Let's be fair to everybody. YouTube has been really stupid
They have,
for a while now.
YouTube has never been a
this is not
good
the-
company.
They've been very,
They've
very
always
dumb.
been very hands off. They make
They've been
stupid
anti-creator
decisions.
in a sense
They
for
don't.
a while.
They don't
For a
run
while,
anything
yeah.
by their community. Where back in the day, they would change their site layout every month or so, without any kind of prior notice. And recently, with the adpocalypse and all that, I completely understand why people are incensed at YouTube constantly.
Yeah.
However,
With that said, here's where the controversial opinion is going to happen, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
there's a new thing that YouTube's done, and everybody's uproared about it. Everybody's really upset about it. Here's the thing, though. This is probably the best thing that YouTube has done in the past 5 years for their creators.
You're anti-YouTuber. Get out.
Okay, it's a thing that
Subscribe
like
and report for a
I
boost.
feel like a good amount of creators who normally have a opinion on YouTube are silent about this, and it's very telling because
Yeah. Now, hear us out, everybody. Hear us out. We've got reasons why we believe this.
well, first
But-
let's also say that like I understand that like, the position we're coming from. We are creators that have been
We are in the
successful is a vague term, but we already passed these limits.
We
do
meet
not
the
affect us.
threshold. They
We
will
do
never.
meet
we
that
passed.
threshold, and we are in a position right now where we are also like there is a bit of an annoyance factor in the sense that we are starting a new channel. It's an archive channel where if you are hearing this podcast, there's a clip going up on our YouTube channel, and then there's the full episode is going up on this archive channel, right?
So if you're watching the full episode, welcome to the archive channel.
Right. Hey, nice to have you guys here. But, I mean, we're not going to be able to make money off that for a while until we meet this new threshold. So it is, both like, in a sense, it doesn't affect us because we have a.
But it also
we have
kinda
our-
does.
But it kind of does, too. Just so you guys know, that's where.
My personal channel of all my music videos can't.
Oh,
make
man,
money.
you're done. Yeah. Purple,
Yeah,
you
you're
got
done.
a message that you were kind of like.
Yeah, I got a message. Like, I have enough subscribers, but I do not get 4,000 hours of
Rest in
views.
Yeah.
So,
It's interesting because like the two combined really do kind of make that threshold difficult, because like there's a lot of channels out there that have 1,000 subscribers but don't get the hours because they've got
The
shorter
hours,
form videos. And like there are definitely channels that put in the work that should be getting paid that aren't going to be able to get paid because of this, such as animation channels. Like there's a lot of
That's a big
cartoonists
one.
out there that have really short videos. They get high views, high subscribers, but because the videos are so short, they're not receiving that watch hours. So that threshold really hurts them. That sucks for sure. And then like you also have channels that get those watch hours, but they don't have the subs yet. With that said, if you're getting those watch hours consistently, then you're probably going to get those subs pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's
It will
a thing
build.
that you can expect to work
Watch
up to.
hours are the hard thing to get, right?
Yeah.
Subscribers are easier to get than the watch hours. You can have, if I look at any channel, our own channel or any of the others, it's a small percentage of the overall subscribers actually regularly watch each video. And that is literally, that's true for any creator on this platform. Subscribers,
Yeah.
not every single subscriber is going to watch every one of your videos.
Yeah. So it's definitely not perfect. However, I think it's definitely the best thing that they've done in a very long time. And the reason for that is because right now YouTube has had a really awful climate in terms of what's been going on with the platform, who's, getting paid for what and that kind of thing. And it's caused these problems like the adpocalypse, like
which one?
which one? Adpocalypse
three now.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, all three of them.
What was the second one? I forgot what the second one was.
Elsa Gate.
Elsa Gate, yeah.
What's the third one?
No,
I would say
third one.
Well,
maybe.
no. The first
Maybe
one, no. The first one was the terrorist videos. The second one was PewDiePie. The third one was Elsa Gate.
The terrorist videos. I forgot about the terrorist videos. Yeah. Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So yeah, those stuff like that happening, and this platform is kind of allowing it to happen, and because of that, it in turn causes advertisers to back out and create which hurts everyone. So they're in a position where they have to change something so that they can guarantee that channels aren't abusing the system by uploading a bunch of weird cartoon videos marketed towards little kids that takes low effort and is just like mass produced by some weird like sweatshops overseas somewhere.
It's pretty messed up. I guess. I don't know.
Dude, those videos are so strange. I do not understand them.
I am freaked out by those videos. Both
they
that
freak
and the
me
fact
out.
that there's someone else, like someone making them. I
Lock
know
it
how
down,
long it is to
the
do
also-
animation sometimes.
That's the thing,
Like,
though.
I have to
That's the
stare
thing.
at that thing
It's
for hours.
it's a team. It's a team of people. It has to be like a factory of people. Like, it has to be like they're producing.
You're totally right.
They're
You're totally
producing
right.
too many videos too frequently. It has to
They're all
be
in the
like
same
a factory
style.
of
That's such a
people working
weird
on,
mental
for
image.
multiple channels, for like 30 different channels.
Such a weird mental
producing.
image, dude.
Isn't it? Isn't that freaky?
It's so messed up, and it's so weird that like. Can you imagine that's your day job? You're like, oh, I gotta make, the Elsa pooping video today. Gotta animate that. Like,
That's so
You gotta
weird.
go to the
oh
office.
man,
But anyway,
go to the office. I think your mom's proud of you. That's what she raised you to become.
because
Yeah.
of the way that the monetization works, people are able to get away with that. You're able to set up these shops and hire a bunch of people to mass produce these really low budget videos to aim towards easily, monetizable audience members, viewers, and rake in, the dough for that. You also have people who are going out of their way to make prank videos, really lowbrow like videos that are easy to make but can guarantee view counts. Like the guy that like shoved his head in a microwave and put cement in it or whatever.
People eating freaking Tide Pods, which is
That's
people
epidemic
eating
now.
Tide Pods?
Thing. If
Which
you're
is
listening, just don't do that, please.
Or
It's
the
literally
person-
awful.
Okay.
Or the person who thought it was a good idea for him and his girlfriend to go buy, I think it was a desert eagle, and shoot
Himself? He
and
shot
shoot himself with it through a textbook, thinking that would somehow stop it. He died.
Oh,
He
man.
killed himself because he wanted to get views on YouTube.
That's so
Here's
messed
the thing. Here's the problem. When you have this system where everyone can make money for any reason at all,
That doesn't mean everyone should.
that doesn't mean everyone should. Because people, when you introduce money into things, people will go out of their way to abuse that system as much as possible to get quick bucks. And the problem is there's a mentality right now that YouTube is a website where you can get rich quick. And that's the problem. Because people aren't treating it the way they should be. They're abusing the system to get money, and it's causing really bad behavior that ripples throughout the entire platform and kills every other channel, and especially the channels that are actually following the rules, following the guidelines, and putting in
Like
the hours
us.
to make good
Like,
content.
people
We
just
got
doing
smacked
toy
down by
content.
all the adpocalypses. I'll tell you.
all
that
three,
right.
all three adpocalypses hit us. We got our
We had
videos
folks
demonetized
make
because of
terrorist
stupid
videos.
things.
It didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Some people have been really. It's actually fascinating how that works, because we've talked to some other Lego channels and they haven't been hit by the adpocalypse, and it's weird how, just random things in your video can get your video demonetized.
Like the
Yeah.
donut thumbnail.
Donut thumbnail, I'll still
The
never get
donut
that.
thumbnail is the one I will always remember.
It'll be like, all right, sure, YouTube.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
YouTube,
algorithm.
donuts.
Yeah. Part of it is, again, like the whole idea too is that you have a massive website where you can upload anything to, and no one has the man hours to watch all of that and make sure it's ready to go. They actually had to announce for advertisers that any of the preferred YouTube creators, any of the people that are in that program, they're gonna have to be manually reviewed now. A human's gonna have to sit down and watch every video these people make,
Which is
could
good.
Well, it's great, but man, that's also mean we're kind of at a problem because we're not at that point where we can ask for that. And by the time we get to that point, we'll also be at a disadvantage because they'll have to be instead of being oh, you can be a part of our preferred program, it'll be do we have enough? Do we have enough shifts? Can someone take time out of their day? Do we have enough humans to watch all the TTV videos?
Yeah.
So that
And
is
it's
going to be a gateway now.
Yeah. I mean, part of that problem is there's too many hands in the pot right now, where you've got this really lucrative platform here that can make you a lot of money if you work it right, and then you've got all these people rushing for it, trying to get their little dirty paws in there to get like one little piece of gold out of that pot, right? And all it's doing is just tipping the pot over and spilling the gold everywhere,
Yeah.
So it's like, this is essentially
We also
what
have
they've
our dirty little
done.
paws in there, by the way. We're not like.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we are
bashing
totally,
anybody.
we're totally making money.
We're
off
in
this
the rat
channel.
race. We're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all here.
We
Everybody,
gotta
I
get
think
paid for our hard work,
everybody wants to make money off of doing what they like, so it makes
Yeah.
total sense. But with that said, there's a lot of people who just they want to cut corners. They want to jump ahead, and I think that's the problem because it's causing some really bad behavior on the platform, and that it ripples down, and that's just the worst part about it. All the problems that we've faced over the past 5 years, the adpocalypses, the Logan Paul situation, all this stuff can be traced back to all this. Yeah, all this stuff can be traced back to just how easy it is to get rich on this platform. It's a bit too easy, I think.
And I think the difference in intention, it's very minor, but it is there. When you start out on YouTube, it's about whether you start out to make money or you start out and then eventually make money. Because while that may seem like an insignificant distinction to some, we did TTV for several years before monetization even became an option. So we had that going in, that it was a passion project. So then it became, we would like to make money based off doing what we love.
I mean,
so for a lot of people, it's not like that. For a lot of people, it's how can we make money? It doesn't matter if I like it or not. Yeah. It's just this.
We also, let's be clear too. We started at a position where we had the time to like kind of sink time into a passion project, and we had the time to like we were in high school, middle school.
If we were starting the TTV channel now, it would not be the same for sure because we don't have the time to devote to a passion project like we used to.
No.
So obviously the intention's there. However, I think that is the other side of the coin too. Part of the outrage that a lot of people have right now, and I think the biggest discussion that can be had about this whole thing is this fair to small creators, right? Is this fair to all the people who have worked on this platform for so long and they were earning small, chump change, but they were earning change, they were making money, and now that has been taken away from them. That's part of the outrage. A lot of people who were making money have now had that ability revoked, and they weren't cheating the system. They weren't doing anything against the rules.
They've been punished.
Yeah, so now they're being punished in a way. Here's my thing though. Oh no! Back to the controversial opinion.
Please.
No, listen. I am so on board with you in this one. Please. It's kind of like,
I think you need to get over yourself a little bit.
They released a thing that said like 90% of the people affected have made like what?
Not even $100, I think. I think it was under $100.
Yeah, like I've been using YouTube for years now, and I barely have 30.
And then 90% of those people, 90% of the 90% of those people, didn't even make $2 in the last month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's why. So understanding how the AdSense monetization works on YouTube is important for this conversation, I think, because a lot of people don't seem to understand it. I think that's kind of why it's causing this outrage. To get paid by YouTube, you have to reach a certain threshold, and that's $100 USD. 100 USD right there. And if you don't reach that 100 USD, essentially all the AdSense that you've accumulated on your channel through your advertisements is kind of added to it's stored in like a bank, essentially, like a Google bank. And you can't access that money until you've reached the $100 threshold. But essentially, it's kind of like, it's almost like an IOU sort of. Essentially, it's like you're kind of giving YouTube like free advertising up until a point where you've given them so much advertising that they have to now pay you. Like they feel like they can reward you by paying you because of the advertisement that your videos have brought to their platform. That's kind of how it works.
Let's also be clear too that like every time they open a new account to pay someone else through AdSense, that costs money. It costs a good amount. It doesn't cost like $100, but it costs a good enough deal of money. Whereas YouTube, that's why YouTube doesn't immediately pay you out with every couple cents you get as soon as you get it, right? Because it's the way banks work and the way everything like banking transactions work. basically they pay a bit of the money themselves whenever they open like a new account. Whenever they
there's a fee whenever you send in any kind of payment. If you if you have your own bank account, if you make any kind of payments towards other people, this is something we run into because we've got, especially if you're like you have different people in different countries. Like whenever we pay like FWEF or X, there's a fee attached to that because they're overseas. We have to transfer that money to a different country.
Right.
So
and on top of that too, just opening a new account for the AdSense, because right now AdSense is on Google's end, right? They have an account, it's tied to your Google account and everything. When they go to the bank and they say, "Hey, we're paying out to this person," they have to create a new essentially a new thing for that. They can't just randomly hand out the money. They have to create a new segment.
After a while, all that adds up.
Right. Which is why they do the $100 threshold, right? Is because if you're making $100,
then it's worth it.
It's worth it, right? To pay you out, right?
Because once again, the idea here is that you have earned them money, so they will pay you for the services. You've essentially advertised for them. You brought advertisements to their platform. You've given them, an audience and revenue to generate, so they'll pay you back for the work that you put in. However, if it costs more money to pay you, then you're not actually earning them anything, so they're not going to pay you.
Pretty much.
So that's why the threshold is $100. Now, you have people right now who have generated. There are some people. There are some people who are upset about this change because they have been on the platform for 5+ years. They've been devoted to their YouTube channel. They've been working hard and putting in the hours, and now they can't get their money. But the reality is that person has spent 5+ years on YouTube
with no money.
They haven't actually made any money, right? So they've got $30 in their account. They haven't actually made money for YouTube. They haven't actually made money for themselves. They've only generated $30 worth of content. So
let's make it clear too. This is not, you have not earned any money on YouTube. When you work, it's not like a job where you go in and they say, "We're going to pay you $8 an hour." What happens is that YouTube rewards you for making videos that people watch. That's what AdSense is. They reward you for making videos but people watch.
If your videos have only generated $30 over 5 years,
guess what?
No one's watching your videos. And that's the tough reality of the situation. So when YouTube is cutting out this ability to generate revenue, you're not having your monetization being taken away from you. You're not having your earnings taken away from you. You never had earnings to begin with. You were never making money on the platform.
That money doesn't belong to you.
And if you spent 5 years working towards achieving that goal, then guess what? That's still possible. It's still within your reach.
Yeah, it's not like the money. The money isn't stored.
It doesn't vanish into the ether.
It's stored in AdSense, and you can put advertisements on other websites. You have.
The assumption would be that if you've spent 5 years making your YouTube channel and putting all the time into it, you don't care about money, right? That has to be the assumption, because if that's the case, you would have stopped after the first 3 years or so, right? Surely, if you haven't earned
first several months, if you
haven't earned a single cent while doing it, and you're still doing it after 5 years, you just like to make videos, right? You just want to make a YouTube channel, and that's fine.
That's what we did for years and years.
That's what we did.
A lot of people did. I remember there's a tweet by iJustine saying that she was saying how long they were on the platform before the partner program was even around, and it's just part of the whole deal where it's
exactly. And that's part, it's just if you're trying to make videos on this platform has never been something that pays well or fairly. It's never been that way. It's always been, you make chump change on the ridiculous amount of hours that you've spent trying to get any kind of recognition on this platform. It's how it's always been. Only a select few have ever been lucky enough to actually break through the giant plethora of competition and actually be able to make a living off of this platform. And that's great for them, but that is a minority.
Well, it's a confirmation bias too, because you only hear about YouTube stars that are YouTube stars. You don't you don't see the billions of channels that have 15 subscribers or something, because if you saw all these channels, then they'd be YouTube stars. They're not. You never see them. So a lot of people think that like, oh, all YouTubers do is make money. The vast majority of YouTubers do not make money or videos or have people watch their stuff. That is by far about 90% of the platform is devoted to stuff that people don't watch.
Yeah. And that's the big problem with the way AdSense was handled before, is that because anyone can make money on the platform, everybody was treating it as a way to make money and not as a passion project. And granted, you can do both. Mm-hmm. You can treat your thing as a passion project and expect to make money from it too. That's fine, sure. Especially when you start breaking them.
Making money.
Yeah, sure. But if you're going to start a YouTube channel with the sole purpose of making money off of it, it's not going to work. You're going to be burnt out. You're going to feel demotivated. You're going to feel like everything is against you. Why is everyone else making millions of dollars and you aren't? Because you're not doing it right. You're doing it wrong.
I mean, part of it too is like a thing where I felt on top of this, and the reason why everyone's kind of like talking about it, why it's like such a big deal, is that people felt like their last chance at being famous is being like kind of taken away from them. You know, their chance of making money is being taken away, and I can
Which is stupid because it's so much easier to make money now than it was when we started.
So much easier. Do you remember when you had to like go to Machinima? You had to sign.
You had to sign with an MCM to get monetization. Back in like 2010, earlier than that, you had to be a part of an MCM to get any kind of money off this platform. You had to actually have a big subscriber base. You had to be. This is why everybody was like, I want to be a part of Machinima because Machinima pays people.
Yeah. I just pay people anything. Not only that, too. Right now is a great time because everyone knows about influencers now, right? Like companies now, a lot of the stuff that like, you know, even Lego didn't really concentrate or focus on YouTube channels until a little bit ago. So there's all companies right now, even if you are making a bit on your YouTube channel, you can still use your platform and your popularity to get deals with other people to make money that way.
And people are willing to do that now because you're recognized.
Yeah. We would not have been able to do a lot of the stuff, the opportunities.
6 years ago?
No.
6 years ago, even if we had double the subscribers that we have right now, 6 years ago, we would not have the same opportunities that we have right now. No, it is easier now than ever to make money, to get deals, to make it big than it's ever been.
Just gotta get creative.
But the problem is, like, you also have to realize for a lot of people, it's just like being a rapper. You know, you ever been around when people are like, "Oh, listen to my mixtape. It's really great." You know, or it's like,
I rap Christmas every year.
No, it's like one of those things where there is going to be a lot of people that aren't going to make it. I think like the issue with this is not so much it shouldn't be a demoralizing factor is what I guess is like the point we're gonna. It's not saying that like give up, but it's saying that like if this is what makes you give up, why
you were in the wrong industry.
You can't have been doing it for the money because you weren't making.
You weren't making money.
Like.
You never were making money to begin with.
If you want to do this, all this, I mean, again, we just talked about all the stuff we learned from YouTube. You know, we learned a lot of skills that are really important to us. Even if we didn't make any money off of it, the positions that we are in now, just because of what we've done for the channel, has been worth it in my opinion for the education.
Absolutely.
So, still, if you're a small creator out there, don't take this as a sign of us saying like, "Aha, we're rich, so give up."
We're not rich.
It's the exact opposite. It's like if you have spent 5 years making content on this channel, you weren't making money before, so it's not like anything's changing for you. Why would you give up now? You can still make the stuff that you enjoy making.
This is your make it or break it. All the people that are just in it for the money are
dropping out. They're going to be cut out.
They're crying and they're mad about this and everything. Cool.
So you're the person who's been
putting in the work. You're right. You've been doing the thing and you're not doing it just. I mean, it's not wrong to have an eventuality. I'm going to get to a place where I can earn something. I think that's where you should be doing something. No one should work at something and not have the intention of like, I want to do the best I can do. And I mean, I'd like it to be successful. Sure. But you're doing the grind right now. If you have, only a couple subscribers and you're working on your videos, you are bettering yourself and you're doing that so you can grow in skill and grow in everything until you can start getting a return. That's how every person on this platform started doing it.
This should not be something that demoralizes, basically.
Yeah.
Almost be an inspiration.
If it does demoralize you, then I'm sorry.
You're on the wrong business.
Yeah, you're on the wrong track. You gotta put. Everyone says hard work, but with YouTube, you legitimately have to work more hours than you get back. I've spent so many hours. All of us have. With like, if we had just put that, honestly, if we had worked at a minimum wage job, would have gotten more money off of it.
That's the thing that gets
Easy.
me is like you have, because like I saw a video where someone was crying. I've mentioned this several times off air,
It's so sad.
but on this, I saw a video where someone was crying because they lost monetization on their channel, and they were begging her subscribers to play her videos in the background on repeat just so that she could get more monetization and get that first paycheck. But then you look at her statistics, and she's been on the platform for what, like 3-4 years, something like that. She only 4 years, and she only made $30. After 4 years worth of time, she only made $30, and she's breaking down into tears.
Is she the one with $30, or was that me?
I don't remember the exact number. I just remember it was below $100.
Well,
that's the
crying too, and we were all.
I was not crying.
You're pretty distraught.
No, I wasn't.
Just kidding. Anyway, but yeah. So like this person was breaking down into tears because they can't get their $30, and I couldn't help but just think like, why are you upset by this? If that $30 meant that much to you,
I know, right?
Get a job. One minimum wage job could get you that. Yeah, like 1 day's worth of work at any job would get you that amount.
Not even that. You could go to training. You could clock in for training.
The training, yeah. Go to training, get trained for a job, and then quit. And you would make that money.
That's 4 hours worth of work at like if your minimum wage is like what, $7? Right, about 4 hours worth of work. You know. This lady has been working for 3 years on our YouTube channel, and she's made $30. It's like, you know, when I read that, I could not believe it. Why are you crying? You could have made that amount of money using freaking swag bucks of all things. Right.
Hey!
Shout out. For those who don't know, swag bucks is this thing that you could do, like, if you watch videos, you could make money back. And then we would set it on repeat.
Back in my youth.
We would game that system like nobody's business. We set it on repeat back in our day.
When we were like little teenagers, we actually made a decent amount of money.
I made about like maybe $100 off of that.
I think I made like 200.
I contributed to the Get Mange and Xbox fund.
We were able to get stuff.
We got
Amazon
those,
gift cards.
We got the Microsoft gift cards from GameStop. Remember that?
Oh,
we did that too.
We made a lot of money just using swag bucks. So like there is ways you can make money, and you only made $30 off YouTube for 3 years. You're not making money. At no point were you ever in this for the money. You quit crying over this. You weren't making money over it. Just accept that you like making videos, and just keep making videos then.
Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't supposed to be like a thing where we're bashing small creators or being anything. I want to reiterate that, even though I've said it several times, just so like that point gets hammered into people's heads, because there are going to be some people in the comments who are like, who think it's an entitled thing to say, and I get why people would think that, because again, it's not affecting our main channel. I get that.
We're fine, because this doesn't affect us. Obviously, there's that.
Yeah, but like it's just addressing the motivation behind people, not behind the people who make videos, even though people aren't watching. That's the attitude that gets you somewhere. It's the people that are upset and they're crying and they're so mad at YouTube for demonetizing them, quote unquote.
Yeah, I just don't get that.
Really,
this is the best news for you. This is great news.
Keemstar, actually, he came under fire. I'm gonna see if I can find his thing where he was telling people to quit. And people are like, why? He's like, you're anti-small creator. You're like, just because you're successful, you're doing this. And he said, no, I'm telling people to quit because the people that are going to quit now, they were never going to make it. There's no magic viral video they're going to make that's going to go out there. If you're only doing this thing and you're not willing to commit to that grind, then sure, quit now, because you're not going to get there. And I think that's a little extreme, but I get where he was coming from, where it's like, all right, this is to weed out all those people. It's to weed out
all the people who weren't going to, who were never going to actually dedicate themselves
who want money quick and are surprised that they're not getting money quick. They're upset that they're not getting money quick.
Quick and easy. Their tactics are cheesy.
Yep. I don't know, man. If I was a small creator just starting out right now, I would be pretty excited, to be honest, because like this is just it's cutting out all the people who were all your competition, essentially. Everyone who was there that could have stolen like views and subscribers away from you.
They're all gone.
They're leaving now because they want to give up because they're not going to get money quick. This is the best opportunity for small creators. This is the best thing YouTube has ever done for their creators, and especially their small ones. I cannot believe there are people out there who are literally saying that this YouTube is anti-small creator because of this.
Out of all the reasons you to hate YouTube,
out of all the things that they have done, this is incredible.
Pretty shady stuff. The content, like demonetizing content, copyrighted stuff, not paying attention to fair use, not doing all this stuff. Like YouTube has done a lot of terrible things to the creator community, and its very long tenure. This is not one of them.
No. Nope. Yeah, this is great. So I see. There are the small little kinks to work out. There's some small downsides. Like I said, like the animation channels are kind of screwed by this, which sucks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they might have to move to a new platform, and that does suck because they actually do put a lot of work and passion into their stuff, and I don't think it's ever going to be a success on this platform because of this.
Sadly, YouTube does measure things by watch like minutes now, and I get why they do that. But when they changed the algorithm, it did favor content. It favored Let's Plays. It favored easy to produce, very long content that people were enthralled by.
Back when Let's Plays could make money.
I remember I'm thinking about like there were platforms like Newgrounds, where you could do animations on, but the monetization pool was not as big there. And there's different ways to handle monetization. YouTube is not the only platform, or it shouldn't be the only platform for you to do this.
It shouldn't be.
There is a browser called Brave that's out now.
It's the new hit sensation.
Yeah, it's the new Pixar movie. Brave is basically this browser. I'm gonna link it in the. Actually, I'll throw this up right now. But basically, what happens is that it blocks all of the ads. However, it takes a fraction. Like you choose what amount of money you want to donate to creators that you watch, and it'll be like when they connect with Brave. We're on the platform, for example. So if you watch YouTube videos of ours, you would not get ads. It would be like an ad block thing. But so like if you put like $25 in the pool, it would give a fraction of that $25 to us, depending on how much you watched us. So and then you can customize it to be like, I want this person to get $5 a month no matter what, or I never want to give money to this person no matter what. You can customize what you give money to, but it's another way, like kind of like Patreon and kind of like things to support creators, which is another thing that you should be thinking about right now. If you are an audience member, if you're not a creator, but you're listening to this and you're wanting to get some stuff, creators do need your support. And we do it with our Patreon. We've tried to do different things in order to incentivize helping people support what we're doing, but a lot of it just comes down to like reaching that audience and getting people to realize that they do need to, creators benefit so much from you putting an extra $1 a month, donating things to them.
For sure. So, and it's good that there's other platforms too. Like if the YouTube isn't going to work out for you and you want to try other things, there's other stuff. There is Patreon, there is Twitch, and Vine too.
Twitch is the place to be right now.
Think about like the biggest YouTubers right now that are growing, the Pauls. They're a funny way to describe them. Steven Suptic called them the Brothers Paul, which I thought was hilarious. The Brothers Paul. They're starting in Vine. They're like the highest growing YouTube channel now, and they didn't even start on YouTube. That grind didn't come from YouTube.
My roommate did Vine. He was popular on Vine for a while. Caleb Natali, and right now, no joke, he is in California to run the Twitter booth for the SAG Awards. Like he's meeting the kids from Stranger Things. He's doing like all the. I mean, the SAG is the Actors Guild, so he's meeting all these famous people. He's flying out. He's doing stuff in California. He's doing stuff in Australia. So you can definitely get popular on another platform. Turn that into a money making opportunity if you're savvy, and make that thing. And he never made Vine was never monetized. He never made money off Vines, but he did partnerships and he did that kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's always ways to monetize and always just tons of other stuff. And the smartest YouTube creators will tell you not to put all your eggs in one basket, not to rely on YouTube's AdSense to get you your earnings. You want to try doing other things.
Create your own destination. And we created our website and our boards for that reason, in case anything happened to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, like if YouTube ever went down, there's a place that you could go to find us. That's why we have our website. We don't really use our website that much, but that's not really the
point of it. We don't as much. Our boards we use pretty frequently for like interacting with the community and Brickonical and stuff. But yeah, our news website hasn't been seeing a lot of stuff recently.
But it's
Never-
always
yeah.
there, just in case.
Just yeah, exactly. So just you got to be smart about it. Keep doing what you want to do, and do it because you enjoy doing it, not because you want to make money fast. If you want to make money fast, just get a normal job, because trust me, you'll make money much quicker working any job than
way
you would
quicker.
working on YouTube. So
That's the moral of the story.
that's basically it for
Is
that.
that basically it? All right.
Yeah.
We're
getting
approaching
close
that
to the
time.
end.
We're getting close to the end. There was something I wanted to rant about real quick, but we just kind of ranted about this thing. So.
What's up?
It was that girl. The whole thing of the hotel, the cafe. I linked yesterday.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, well,
John, you describe it for him real quick.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can actually find the whole deal. But basically, what happened is that there was this girl, and she's a travel vlogger. She emailed this guy basically saying, hey, I've done stuff with like other places, Universal Orlando beforehand. I have X many amount of subscribers. I have X amount of followers on Instagram. Would you mind if we are looking to stay around your area? Would you mind doing an exchange or a partnership where we will promote your establishment and promote your hotel for free accommodation for like the weekend? I think it'd be like 4 days or something like that. And she sent the email, and by my account is a polite email. And the guy basically like went on a whole rant about her. He on Facebook and everything. He didn't mention her by name, fortunately, but he went on this giant rant about like how she was entitled basically for asking for this thing for free. And this is I hit the wrong thing. But basically he did not he put her on blast on like a lot of he get a real job saying, and then like afterwards a lot of people got mad at that, so he banned all bloggers from his hotel.
He essentially wrote a book about how this poor YouTube girl is trash and how she needs to get a real job and not ask for free things, and she's entitled and stuff. It's ridiculous.
The White Moose Cafe, basically. And
now, my opinion on it is, I feel like, because this girl has I think she has 87,000 subscribers.
I think so. She said 80,000. Subscribers and 76,000 Instagram followers, which is more impressive on Instagram than on YouTube.
Yeah. So obviously she's got more subscribers than us, but I don't know. I just feel like, for me personally, I feel like asking for free accommodation at a hotel that's advertising themselves as a 5 Michelin star hotel and the best hotel in Dublin might be reaching a bit. Like if it was me, I wouldn't have asked for free accommodation. I would have been like, hey, would it be possible if you could upgrade me to like a higher suite if we'd work out some kind of deal, like some advertising thing or promotion, something like that? That's what I would have done. I think that's more fair. I think it's smarter. It's a smarter play that you can most likely guarantee will happen.
Definitely.
I do think that like on a flip side though, like a lot of times you get what you ask for sometimes, and like if you lowball yourself, other people will also lowball you. And it's easier to ask high. Like it's a common negotiation tactic people in business will teach you, is ask for something really extreme, and when they say no, then you're like, okay, can you just upgrade me for a suite? And because the upgrade is after this huge thing, they're like, oh, okay, we can do that.
Yeah, sure.
The foot in the door tactic. And
yeah. I'm aware of it. For me personally, that's not the strategy I would have gone with for that. But with that said, I think her asking price is a little too high. I don't think if I was, the owner of that hotel, I would not have given it to her because set like 80,000 subscribers. That's not that much, honestly. Like we've got 40,000 subscribers. We know it's not that much. It's not. You're not huge. You're not gonna bring a ton of people and attention to this hotel by doing that. They probably get more.
Maybe. A million, maybe, right? But like
a million, definitely. 800,000, maybe. But 80,000, no. They probably get more attention every day without your help. So I wouldn't have asked that. But with that said, the guy's response was ridiculous. He put this poor girl on blast. Like he just roasted the crap out of her. And it was just for like a hotel that was supposedly this really great high class professional thing. That was a very unprofessional response.
Right.
Like wow. Like, and it was
the thing too is that like that really infuriated me was not just the amount of response and everything, but in the comments, both on MJR and on Facebook, I saw
everyone supporting this guy.
And I was like, what's going on here? It was like, and part of the thing is, and I guess right now, I'll try to make sure that there's no like bad words on the screenshot right now. But basically, I feel like people don't understand what this kind of thing's offering. A lot of people are mad because they're like, oh, it's entitled YouTubers asking for stuff for free. And it's like, no, she's not asking for anything for free. She's offering a marketing opportunity. And you are totally right to say, well, that's BS because her marketing campaign is not that big. That's totally fair. But like, she's not asking for stuff for free in the sense that she is saying,
she's asking for a trade. She's going to do a service for you to get something for free.
This is a business transaction right now. You know, it's like,
it's like if it's like an artist trying to ask for commissions, right? And you go and you see like their portfolio and you're like, wow, they're not that great of an artist. But you're not going to be like, I'm not going to pay you. You suck. This is the worst drawing ever.
You're entitled. How entitled?
You're entitled. How could you dare ask for money for drawing a picture? Psh, like,
pretty much.
I mean, why though? Just be like, just don't do the commission. Just say, no, it's okay. I'm not interested. You don't have to put this artist on blast because you don't like their work.
Oh, it's this attitude, and it's an attitude that a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people have about like the YouTube scene and YouTubers and what this person can do. I think that the marketing she offers is very valuable. Now, her actual specific marketing that she's doing to X amount of people might not be worth the 4-day stay, right? Totally get that. I don't think it is. But the thing that people, I guess the idea is that people are thinking like, oh yeah, serves her right for asking something for free. And it's like, no. You guys have to realize this is a different type of marketing, sure, but it is a service. It's a legitimate service that people offer. And I don't know why this guy, like, bashing her career choice, bashing what she does, and like just putting her on public blast, and everyone's like, yeah, you tell them, like, yeah, you show her. It's like,
just ridiculous.
It's insane.
That's all it is.
Well, and the worst part is for me is like, because not only did he put her on blast, but he also he posted this email response to the Facebook page of the hotel. So all the customers and all the people that were, visit that place, go to that place, stay there, they get updated for this thing and they see this. So people are cheering this post on. And then like he posts the response to that, and then he posts like the big rage about how he hates all bloggers and how he's banning them all, also on this Facebook page. And people are still cheering this on, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's crazy that this is the behavior that people are like, yeah, you show her.
Right. I guess like the idea that like you like the fact that a influencer is entitled for asking for a business transaction, it like just boggles my mind. I don't know how people can think that. I don't know how people can like go along with or encourage someone who is like, kind of essentially bashing this poor girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know her. Maybe she's not. But like the email that he sent, the thing that got me too is that I could understand it if the email was written like it was entitled, or if she responded saying like, "Oh, you should be proud to have me. I have 87,000 subscribers."
Right.
And it's like, okay, I could get that. But her response was polite, and he didn't respond to her email. He put her on a public Facebook page, so we can get like stuff. And the worst part is people loved it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I thought that was like, I saw this on the front page of MDirty the other day, and I was like, I thought it contributed to this discussion we're having about influencers and stuff. But
definitely,
maybe mad, honestly.
It's pretty messed up. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
moral of the story: don't be mean.
Yeah, guys, let's just be nice to each other.
Right.
Our live studio audience has just been at Oreo.
Yeah, I noticed. They're not paying attention to your conversation at all, John.
I'm not helping that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Messa, you're
what is that?
What
Hot dog?
It's an Oreo hot dog.
That's so gross, dude.
It looks like someone took it out of the toilet.
It really does, though.
Look at that. It's like deep fried
disgusting.
Oreos.
I mean, I'm sure
deep fried Oreos
like,
does sound kind of good, actually. But
yeah.
Look, bacon fried Oreos. Where'd the picture go? I lost the picture. Maybe it's
Shout out to the live studio audience, by the way. This is a decent turnout.
Live studio audience.
Yeah.
They great. if you are in the YouTube chat and you're confused by all these pictures that you can't see that people are laughing at because they're posted in the studio audience, come check us out on Patreon.
Okay,
Bacon fried Oreos.
Bacon
Oh
fried
my.
Oreos. Bacon fried Oreos are a nightmare. I cannot believe they exist. That being said, I have tried deep fried Oreos, and not going to lie, they are disgustingly good.
Yeah, no, deep fried Oreo sounds delicious.
The picture that Meso put up, like two images ago, where it's like almost like a bun with an Oreo inside. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's so good.
Well, there you go.
Only thing better, deep fried ice cream.
I've had that. It's good.
It's
Deep fried
amazing.
ice cream.
Deep fried anything is good.
They take ice cream, they put it in flour, they dip it in boiling hot oil, so it fries around it, but the ice cream's still cold. They take it out, and then you eat it, and it's hot and crispy on the outside, and it's like cold ice cream on the inside. It is glorious.
You know, I'm trying to become known for food and food stuff by sharing stuff with people.
So you're low key, you're really wanting this food blogging thing to take out.
I
think you could do it, man. I have such faith in you. We could put it up on a channel. Why not? Well,
I'm gonna step on Takuma's toes because he wanted to do cooking vlogs. I might get to that point before him. We'll see.
We could do cooking vlogs. We could just do we'll all do the.
I like to share. I like to imagine that Meso is just like, he's like, oh yeah, I really wanted to start doing this like cooking blog thing, and then John's like, yeah, we can totally do this, and then Meso's just thinking, we.
I said we like in the channel. I mean, I'm not going to
channel. I just wanted to make my own thing. Why are you trying to get in on this?
In my Oreo,
trying to make a diverse platform.
In my Oreo searches, for some reason, I found this, and I just want to share. It is hot dogs stuffed.
Dude, I've had that in Egypt.
Man.
You have?
So good.
That looks good,
it's like
dude.
sausage.
This does look good.
Sausage. Like all the meat in Egypt isn't pork.
Really?
I feel like you just said sausage like so many times.
Sausage.
That's like sausage. Sausage? Is it the sausage?
I said sausage stuff.
Sausage.
Sausage.
No,
This is what it feels like, Purple. Don't worry.
The second thing. Have you all heard of KFC's chicken pizza? I think I might have talked about it before.
No, that can't be a real thing.
It is. It's called the
Chicken
Chizza.
No.
The Chizza.
Okay, all right. I have a request to make. All right.
That is so
Meso,
ugly.
When you come down and you meet me and Vi for the first time in a new place,
It's
you
gluten, dude. It's gotta be gluten on that.
Yeah.
you don't need to eat it. We just film. We're gonna film an actual
Meso!
like in the set.
No, wait. This is your ticket to success. You're gluten intolerant. You should eat gluten food and record it. People would love to see that.
Thanks, Var.
It'll be like the dude who shot himself with the book, except you won't die. Hopefully.
Oh, this is the gluten intolerance challenge.
What I'm gonna do? What I would do instead would be I would take a look.
The gluten intolerance.
Listen. I would take a look at all.
You
these
can start with Tide
foods.
Pods, dude.
No, please, no Tide
Tide
Pods.
Pods have gluten. We'll see now.
No.
Let's find out.
Here's what I might do though. I would take a look at all these weird food items, and then I'd say, "Now, can I bake these from scratch in a gluten-free format and actually have them work?"
I just wanted to see you review food in our setup that we do reviews like Lego sets in.
I'll be one of those people who munches disgustingly. Like, I'm gonna try my food.
No.
It's good.
We'll have at the bottom we munches noisily in English.
It's good.
You guys remember that scene in Spider-Man 2 where what weird blonde Russian girl from the apartment next door offers to give Peter some cake?
Ursula,
yeah. And he eats the cake, and there's this really weird ADR overdub sound effect that they added of Peter moaning after finishing the cake. It's just he's chewing and it's and that it makes me cringe every time I watch that.
No, I totally get it.
The reason I brought that up is because I feel like with your food channel, you should absolutely add some really gross ADR moaning sounds.
It will be done.
Post.
And I will start
What
with
are you saying right now, Var?
Tide Pods Oreo shall
Tide
have
Pod.
Okay.
It doesn't even sound. It doesn't sound like it's coming from the same microphone at all. It's just you devouring a Tide Pod, and then like an overdubbing of
I'm honestly wondering if
It's
there
not
isn't,
synced at all.
is there not like a juice or some sort of like sweet that is in the form of a Tide Pod, but it's edible?
I heard
edible.
that
Gushers,
started
kind of.
making, like,
Kind of like a
donuts.
gusher, right? But
Tide
it
Pod.
has to be like creamy or something. Because
Way to
gushers
cut off
cut.
purple.
Okay, I'm sorry, purple. What do we?
I said there have been like bakeries and stuff that have started making Tide Pod donuts.
No way. That's
Yeah.
not
Yes.
true.
I did see that. Phil talked about it in today's show. Phil
Mhm.
DeFranco.
Actual
Oh.
picture incoming demonetization. Put it on the screen.
That is hilarious. I want one. That bakery is the smartest bakery ever.
Way to go.
Oh wow.
Man.
That is
Um,
genius.
Yeah. Okay. Hold up. There's here. I'm gonna post this image right now. That's like a. This is. I think it's I think that one's a roll, and this is an actual donut that has the glaze on it to look like a Tide Pod, but
That looks
man,
good, dude.
it does.
I really
It just
want
looks
to
like
eat a
donut.
Tide Pod now.
Do it.
Var, no!
Do
Dude,
it, man. YOLO.
the orange and blue just looks so tasty.
You only eat once.
It actually doesn't, though.
It really does. Have you ever had like a
Cold.
Jaffa cake?
What's a
No,
Jaffa cake?
I've never had a job.
No, I don't know what a Jaffa cake is.
A Jaffa cake is like this British treat, right? And it's like a little biscuit, like a cookie, right? And it's got a nice little like chocolate covering on it, but in the inside is like this orange flavored like I don't know, goo.
Interesting.
It sounds gross, right? But
It's
I
tasty.
I was a Yognaut for the longest time in my youth,
Oh,
right?
what?
A Yognaut. It's a Yogs cast
Yogscast.
fan.
What do we call
I
our
was a-
fans?
We
Don't
don't
call
have
our
a name.
fans- we need to come up with like
We
a
need to
name
come
for
up-
our fans.
Yeah.
Okay, there's like
Those
here's the
people
thing.
over there.
I hate the word fan. I hate call.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Kazapar just said plebs. I am completely on board.
plebs.
People are gonna get so offended about that.
I
though.
hope so. I'm completely on board. Please let's call our fans plebs.
Okay,
oh my
let's-
gosh,
let's-
that's amazing.
if
I
you-
wanted to
what's-
call
what's
them
your opinions?
electronic cooling devices.
No, plebs. Dude, that is so perfect. Oh my gosh, plebs. Anyway, so I was a Yognaut.
Okay. Right. No. Okay,
Yognaut.
So I always thought Jaffa cake sounded gross, but one of the cast members of the Yogs cast, Honeydew, what's his name, Simon, he constantly eats these stupid little cookies, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
now I want one because I always see this dude eating these cookies.
Yeah.
And it's been like my dream to have a Jaffa cake for the longest time, for years, and I finally found them like a year ago in like a local like grocery store, and I picked one up. It still sounds gross, but I still wanted to try it just because this guy liked it, right? I tried it. It was really good. Surprisingly good. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with them now. They're so good. I haven't found them since that one time I found them, right? That's the only time I've ever found them in the wild. But it was so good, and if I could find them again, I would absolutely buy some more. So hey guys, for all the plebs out there, if you could send me some Jaffa cakes, especially you overseas, that'd be great.
Bring some over. Have X bring some over.
Dude, Fluff was supposed to. She was supposed to. Like when we
Did
went
she
to
not?
Brick Fair in 2016, she was supposed to.
Oh, did she not do it?
No, she did, but she couldn't get them through customs.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Stupid customs.
Yeah, it
Can you get
sucked.
them on like Amazon or something?
You can, but I'm lazy.
You're too lazy to do online shopping. Is that?
That's all we've come to.
Yes,
Danny. They've had it done
Purple.
for
Can
us.
you please not judge me?
Hey Alexa,
Oh.
order Jaffa
Stay
cakes.
calm
Bye.
and eat more light
Yes.
stuffed crust pizza?
Please stop judging me. Excuse me, I'm offended.
I've
So
noticed.
I'm gonna rant about this on my
earlier
Tumblr.
I had a pizza. And earlier my pizza.
Oh my god, Meso, can you please not cut me off?
But it
I'm
had
trying.
spicy
Oh my god,
Oh
guys! Can you please?
my
not talk
God,
about food? I'm,
you
like,
just cut
actually
me off
really
again.
hungry right now.
had
Oh my
spicy Cajun crust.
OMG.
OM.
It
Did
was
you
great.
just say Cajun crust?
I did say Cajun
I am
crust.
so triggered right now.
I'm sorry.
I got the picture you have with the Marmite stuffed crust. And boy, so Marmite is so good. Marmite's good. I'm not gonna lie.
Marmite? Really?
I do
Marmalade?
like Marmite. Nope.
No, not marmalade.
Not
Shut
marmalade. You Paddington 2 plebeian. I'm talking about. I'm talking about
What?
Marmite.
I'm offended for her, and I don't even understand what you just said.
Addicted to.
Addicted to plebeian.
Paddington the
No,
the bear. He ate
Paddington!
Marmite. Paddington.
Addicted. That's not even what you said.
I see
know.
what you did there.
That was
Yeah,
the
that
joke.
is what he said.
That's the joke.
Addicted to.
Paddington 2.
But you didn't say
Paddington
addicted to.
plebeian.
You said Pendington.
Whatever. Carry on.
Okay. You keep
You said-
saying that I say that, and I feel like whenever I actually
Okay, I wasn't the only one there. Everybody, he
It's a good thing
definitely
it's a
said
live
Pendington.
stream. You roll it back right now on YouTube because you can do that. You can roll back the stream.
Well, no, you didn't say Pendington this time. You said Paddington or whatever. But like the thing that you're referencing, you did say Pendington. So you said the wrong thing this time.
Yeah, John.
She would be a
Right.
Pendington plebeian if
Sure.
you're referencing
I
that.
said 2. I mean, I'm referencing that she's a fan of it because the bear, he eats marmalade. Everyone, we're all on the
For everybody who doesn't
I've
understand what we're
never
talking
seen
about
the
right
movie.
now, he mispronounced Paddington and he said Pendington. It was kind of like when Benedict Cumberbatch mispronounced penguin and said penguins.
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 And here we see the penguins are in their natural
We are
habitat.
getting away from my topic, Var, and that is.
I am
Marmite.
sorry. Oh,
Marmite
OMG.
is actually it's like soy sauce, but like peanut butter.
What?
That sounds so disgusting.
It's pretty good.
I don't think so.
Okay, I just rolled it back. Paddington 2.
Paddington. It's
Paddington
the,
too.
it's like Alvin and the
Paddington.
Chipmunks. with
You're
the
saying
female
something
chipmunks.
different every time.
It's like Benedict Cumberbatch's name. It's like Brokeback Cucumberbatch. He's
That's
just
the
kinda
one you
like-
want to roll with, huh? That's the first thing that came to your mind was that
Why
one.
did
Huh?
I gotta eat that pizza?
Of all the things you could have said, you went with that one.
Easy bite.
I'm
remix
committing. I'm
pizza.
doubling down. I am doubling down on this.
All right, sure.
Guys, can we wrap up?
But I'm in love with the remix pizza.
What is it?
Oh,
Remix?
yeah.
It's not a song.
Because it's
Aw,
a
man.
remix, dude. Look at all
Fitting when
that.
Kondalsning.
Cheesy Bites remix. Good grief.
Spicy Mexican sprinkle.
What is this podcast? This podcast evolved really fast. I don't know
We
what
were
we're- there's-
talking about this is our advice
Does it
creators.
actually
This is what
say
you should
spicy
do.
Mexican sprinkle?
It does. Can you please not cut off John
Look at that
Purple?
spicy Mexican
I am trying
sprinkle.
to get. I'm trying to
What does that
race to the
mean?
end.
There is no structure to this
Cream
podcast.
cheese.
I am
and
so angry.
sesame.
Okay,
Stop talking about
actually.
But it's the sesame. Sesame Lane.
Open sesame.
I'm sorry to all the plebeians out there who
No.
hold us into a higher regard than this.
It's
We-
plebs, not plebeians.
I'm sorry to all the plebs out there who hold us in a high regard, and we've completely disappointed you to this. This.
I didn't
By the
even
way,
get
I'm
to talk
sorry.
about
Hold up, real
myself.
quick. I've been wondering this for a really long while. Going back to the original topic, is it the Low Gang or is it the Mavericks? Who the frick are the Mavericks? Are they part of the Low
It's-
Gang? Or the
No,
Low
no, no.
Gang also
No,
No,
Mavericks?
no. To be a maverick, you need to be a part of the low gang. Be a maverick. Join the low gang. So the low gang is like the crew. A maverick is like
It's
the
the name of the
individual.
collective. Maverick
No.
is the individual.
Yeah.
So like,
Mavericks
be a
individual,
gangster,
Low
join
G-
the Crips or something.
Yes. Sure. I mean that comparison is actually closer to the thing with like the low gang versus the Jake Paulers, and they all have their own merch and everything too. It's like
Right,
the Bloods
right.
with their like red
Yeah,
versus the
exactly.
Crips and their blue.
With
Yeah.
the Crips, yeah.
Hey, real talk. I actually really like the Maverick logo that Logan Paul has for his merch.
I
really like
Post
it. Sure,
Post it for me.
I'll post his merch store.
Okay.
Jake Paul's merch is like really gross and not my style at all.
No.
But like Logan Paul's Maverick line is actually, I mean,
I mean, well, listen, we know
How is it-
Logan Paul has some
is
good
it this
taste. He
bird?
dated Chloe Bennett, so. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
boy.
He was friends asterisk with Chloe Bennett.
Friends
I'm not gonna
asterisk.
pull a Zenyatta here.
All right, here is the Logan Paul merch store. Look at the hoodies though. I really like those hoodies with the Maverick logo, like with the bird. I think those are really good. Those are really well designed.
Oh, it's pretty
Maverick
neat.
apparel. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the bird.
Yeah, aren't those cool?
I do like that. Is really cool.
I really like the branding here.
The Lil Gang logo is okay, but like the actual branding of like the pink one, and the favorite hoodie.
Logan kind of sucks, but the Maverick one, yeah, I like the Maverick hoodies. Those are really cool.
This store is great. Who runs the store? Can we get our?
I don't know, dude.
I like it lots.
Dude, look at look at the Maverick black and white two-tone hoodie. That's my favorite. I love that one. That's actually,
if I can find it,
legit cool. I'll post it. This is why I can't hate Logan Paul that much. I feel like compared to Jake Paul,
nice.
Compared to Jake Paul, Logan just does everything better.
To be fair, like I'm trying to imagine if Jake Paul had gone to Japan and gone inside the Suicide Forest, and that's a way worse thing.
It's a way worse, right? It's a way worse thing. If that was Jake Paul, that would have been worse.
You're right. I'm on that. I'm on that boat. I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
No.
Anyway,
the Lil Gang.
I think it's about time we go ahead and begin wrapping up this episode.
Right. This has been a fun episode, guys.
It's been awesome. I never even got to talk about my snow, but there was snow. It happened.
Oh,
well,
congratulations.
You had your chance.
I'm very happy after so many years.
Well, I'm sure next year there'll be snow too.
And I'm already sick of it. I walk around in it. I want it to be gone. I want it to melt.
Snow is good for the first day. The first day it's snowing, you go outside and you're like, it's a winter wonderland.
It's snowing! And then like every other day it's just slush and ice and grossness.
You go to your car and you're like, oh, the windshield, and you have to scrape off the windshield and you
scrape it all off.
And then it's like all gray and it's disgusting.
You spend like an hour outside just freaking cleaning your car.
Yeah.
I hate that the most.
It's
I'm
very
gonna put
problematic.
this photo of you up.
Yeah.
Is that you in the distance?
Yeah, it's me.
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom out.
You're like Slender Man, just creeping in the forest.
Slender Meso.
Did your mom take that? Was she like in the house, nice and warm?
That's cute.
And you're like, mommy, I'm gonna go out in the snow, mommy.
No
lie. She's like, all right.
She's taking the picture and she's like, I really hope some monster comes out and snatches him away, please.
It does look like something like bright and red is
such
behind
joy
me.
with the snow. It's like I was a little kid again. Just unbridled joy.
That's really cute.
And now I hate it with a passion. I want it to be gone.
Oh yeah,
really? I knew it.
You know it. No, seriously, I'm like, it's such a chore. You know,
it's so bad. Dude.
And after the first day, it's no longer picturesque because all the little kids have gone out and stepped around in it. And like,
yeah, dude,
I tried to do a vlog and I woke up a little late and I was like, I missed it. There's footprints.
It doesn't look good anymore. There's just footprints all over the place. It looks gross. And you see like mud poking out and then like some and now there's yellow snow.
I interact with it. Just stop. Everyone stay in their house. I gotta go make a vlog real quick, and then you can go out in your stupid snow.
Let me take my video first.
My selfie. Give me an Instagram feed. Make sure.
I have a YouTube channel. 70,000. I have free accommodation.
I have 47,000 followers.
I demand you respect my vlogging privileges. I need a vlog. Then you can step on the snow.
Speaking of things that might need more followers, me and Purple made a comic and it went live today. So.
Yo,
comic.
Woo!
Yay, comic.
Thanks, you Meso.
What's the name of the comic?
Purple, you want to
Vindicaris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's my turn. It's called Vindicaris, and it's cool.
See, I thought it was Vindicaris, like Icarus's vending machine.
Vindicaris. Good grief.
Icarus's vending machine? What?
The vending machine of the gods.
Vend Icarus.
It's like, in Olympus, there is one vending machine that all the gods have to go through, and it's just a line, and Athena's
Here is their struggle.
I'm kind of feeling the Chex Mix. I don't know, there is anything. It's about all these kids who are genetically engineered to be like
kids.
Super soldiers.
They're like in their mid-20s.
They're young adults. They're
young adults.
They're Ninjago kids.
They're not even humans. What do you mean?
Mavericks. They're mutants.
The Mavericks.
They are Mavericks. It's basically
God.
they are they're kids and they all they have superpowers related to an element from the periodic table. So it follows the adventures of a Cassium and Selenium right now.
It's actually pronounced cesium, but yeah.
Okay.
I always call it Cass.
You do call, you're right. You do say Cass.
Yeah, it just sounds better.
Comic by Purple Dragon. It's written by me, partially.
Well,
Check
it's
it out.
rewritten by him.
Yeah,
I
right.
write stuff and then he writes
Purple,
better.
Purple comes out. She came up with the concept and the plot, like the overall things, or kind of like a giant thing, and then I helped go over it all and write it with her. So, and she does all the art. So she's basically, I mean, she's pulling her weight in the comic. I'm just like a hype man, basically.
And I also run like the social media and the Patreon and Twitter and like all my
Alright.
accounts and all that.
Alright,
But
sure.
on top of all the stuff I do for shenanigans and sometimes Purple's
It's
references.
really
I run
impressive.
3 Patreons, dude.
How does that work? How's that work
You're so impressive, Purple.
How much money you
You're
making?
really cool, Purple.
I'm not going to disclose that even though the money is displayed publicly.
All right.
Why don't you hide that? You should hide that. But
No,
anyhow,
I
it
don't
is on all it's on all social media. We have a website, vindicaris.com. We also have it's on Tapastic. So if you want to go see what we have there, I'm quickly scrolling through it for the video feed.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Also, it's like more. It's not like a kid comic.
Oh, we should.
It's
Yeah, we
like-
probably should like.
Yeah, it's not like there's gonna be swearing and some real dark stuff,
Yeah.
but
I think the art style does a good
blew out.
job of
And
kind
there's
of
dark
conveying that.
stuff.
Yeah. No, it's a very unique art style.
I
love.
honestly I love the art style for Vindicaris. It's really cool. It's kind of demotivated me into working on the other thing because the art style for this one is just so good.
Nice.
Do you mean Fictilianus?
Yes, I do.
Gets there with that.
Oh!
I just don't like the art style as much, Purple. This art
Well,
style
I
is
mean, we
so
can,
much
like,
better.
Change it. I kind of want to change it anyway. Like, the
Oh my
one I
god,
had
please do. Okay,
before
if you
was
actually
like-
change the art style and like it's something I really like, I'll probably actually want to work on it again.
If you change it, and if it's something I really like,
It has to be both.
and if it's drawn
Oh,
a
like-
certain way.
What do you like about Vindicaris' art style?
It's really unique. I had
It's-
never
yeah.
seen any other webcomic that looks like that.
It's minimalistic, but also having a lot of detail to it too. Like the
Yeah.
line art is very detailed, but the flat colors make it very striking. And the contrast.
Yeah, it's like high contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good. So I really like that.
I really enjoyed everything we've done too. Check it out. New updates come every Friday. Purple.
Yeah, Friday. The only exception is this Tuesday. That'll like be another update to finish the prologue. But
The prologue
yeah.
is really cool. It'll be like 30 panels or something. You'll have it all up. 30
Yeah.
pages, I guess. So
All
yeah,
right.
check it
Yeah.
out. Thanks for letting us plug stuff, guys.
Speaking of plugging stuff, yo, head over to our Patreon, become a pleb if you guys want to join in on the live studio.
My free Patreons.
If you want to join in on the live studio audience, we had a lot of fun discussion going on in this chat. You guys, if you're watching the live stream on YouTube, you probably noticed the weird random comments being placed on that chat. You missed out on all the pictures, all the fun food-related pictures that you could have been a part of if you were part of our Patreon. So head over to our Patreon. It's only $1 if you want to help support our channel, and you get to join in and have a lot of fun. And our Patreon shout-out for this week.
Okay.
Meso, take it away.
Patreon shout out for this week is going to go to, give me a drum roll. The shout out goes to Meterix for being the plebiest of plebs. We really appreciate it.
Said with love.
Said with love. You're all awesome. So thank you
I
all
love
very
this
much.
name, guys. I honestly love plebs. This is official now. The TTV fandom is called
I kind of
plebs.
really like that too. I would like to see if anyone else has a better name, but I kind of feel we're gonna stick with this one. Post in the comments below if you want to see a different name. Yes.
Pleb Nation! Hashtag Pleb Nation! Yes! Yes!
We're doing it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Few things trigger me more than when people say yas.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend does this all the time. She'll text me like yes, like all, and I'm getting annoyed by it. I'm not gonna lie, I am. Lisa, if you're out there, I'm getting
All my
annoyed.
friends-
Little testy.
You're tearing me apart!
Yeah, this is tearing her apart. Tearing our
All my
friendship
none
apart.
of my friends say yas, but they all say ye. Like
Ye.
Y-E or
I say
Y-E.
ye too.
There's a certain person here
It's
that
like
says ye.
shorter and less commitment.
I wonder
Just
who
like
that
ye.
is.
I like ye.
You're
I
all
think
about
he's
less
kind of
commitment, Purple.
he's kind of cute. I like ye.
Yeah, it's cute. That's also
Yeah.
what I said.
Ye, it's cute.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Thank y'all very much.
This has been an extremely fun podcast, by the way.
This has been probably my favorite one we've done. Even though it's
thank y'all for making this such a fun time, and we will see you all next week. Next week, I should actually hopefully be back on my better mic, so we'll be able to hear.
I could not tell the difference, dude. Yeah,
you will.
Honestly,
you can tell when it's back.
Honestly,
but it is a thing. Either way.
I could tell in the clip that we uploaded today that you're using your old mic. So.
Audacity sounds way worse than on Discord. So I like our new format. It's neat. Thank you all very much, and we will see you all next week for the next exciting episode of the TTV podcast. I'm Mesa.
I'm Var.
I'm John.
And I'm Purple.
And farewell, everybody. Have a good one.
Got the hiccups.
Bye.
Bye.
You are just filled with disappointments.
What?
All right.